I believe that within everybody's heart there is a story that is unique to you, that explains what you've been through, what you have felt. Your heart tells you more about who you are than sometimes yourself. This is the journal that I decided to create and share with all of you. This is a story within my own heart, told through the pages of my newest journal. Hello everybody, I hope that you're doing well and that you're having a wonderful February so far. Today I have a story to tell you, a story that starts within my heart. This is a journal that I wanted to create for, of course, the month of February. I've had this idea in my mind for some months now, and I've been working on it throughout the month of January, and I'm very happy to finally be able to share the first journal of the year with you all. My goal is to create a concept art journal every month, at least one. I used a different binding technique. Believe it or not, the construction of this journal does not require sewing by machine or by hand. Of course, with all my journals, I love adding layers and fabrics. I haven't created a collection of journals in a long time, and this is just the start to this style of journal that I want to create. A concept book filled with art, filled with meaning, and hopefully you all love the journals that I will be creating for the rest of the year. So starting off with this one, it is called A Story Within My Heart, and this is something that I wanted to incorporate the theme or the title of the journal, as you could say, on the front cover. I used the Love Is digital kit. I loved using the newest kit because the color palette is browns, pinks, and reds. Lots of beautiful romantic imagery, but can be used throughout any kind of a book. For the cover, I did my usual layering, so this is the main part of the front cover, this is the second part of the cover, and this is the third. For my journals, I like to add ribbon closures. I love the Dusty Rose Sari Silk, and then here is the tiniest little heart locket. It's a little charm, and I knew I wanted to include it in this project. And then when you open it up, on the inside, there's little rose petals. So I put that in the locket. Perfect little trinket to include in my journal. So opening the journal, I thought it would be really sweet to attach this little charm, which is a little heart key. And this is something new. I just thought it was so much fun and interactive to just include a little charm hanging from the top of the cover. So starting off on the front cover, I didn't want to permanently attach my little tag to the main cover of the journal, and it's just a lot of my pressed flowers from the first pressed floral kit, and we also have a second one in the shop now, which I'm so happy to finally be able to offer that. And then this little clip is both functional but also decorative, because when you flip this page over, you can see the little layer of the envelope. It's actually attached to that first clip. So I punched a little hole, added some thread, and then that's what's clipped onto the little clip so that I can move it easily, and that way it was positioned exactly where I needed it to be, just so that you see that envelope peeking out through the front cover. The envelope holds a message, and it says, "Loving Yourself." And inside of the envelope, I've included a heart that's included in the kit that matches the same beautiful rose. To include a photo of myself, include basically what I love about myself inside of this first envelope, because to me, to tell my story of the story within my own heart, we need to start with myself. So loving myself is the first part of my story. I will be decorating this whole entire book, so when this book is finished, I will be filming a final completed flip through of my photos and the images and the art that I create in here. Let's take a walk along. This is some French fabric that I scanned and turned into paper in the digital kit, and you see these two little angels, and they're taking a walk along a special path. There's little bird imagery, roses. Birds and roses is a big part of the imagery throughout the book. And then here is a little rose petal. And you'll notice that I included lots of rose petals, of these pressed rose petals, throughout the whole book as my story is being told. This actually flips up as a secretive part. And there's a beautiful lady, a beautiful image from the kit. And in her hair, I've added antique lace as like her little hair embellishment. And then on the bottom of this flip, it says my love song. Beautiful symbolism, beautiful flowers throughout. In her hair, she's smelling the flowers. Flowers blooming through the pages. And then, of course, this rose petal leads you to that little secret that only you and I know about. Let's take a walk along the rose petal path. And then on this page, there's various clues that continue to tell the story. The second rose petal that we have found along our path, there's little birds that are whispering the secrets of love. And then I thought it would be really sweet to not only use the rose petals as a decorative element, but as a functional element as well. So this is tucked into the pocket, and then it's tucked also into the rose petal. And I think that's something that I want to do with all of the collection of journals that I'm going to create using my pressed flowers from the kit. This is the same cover, just smaller, with a sepia toned rose, and then this has the actual beautiful wallpaper rose on top of that gorgeous old book cover. You can see the layers from the digital kit a lot better. It's just so realistic. The paper that I use to get this crisp and like amazing details on my digitals, I will leave the link below. It's from Epsom and it's a double-sided paper. It's really gorgeous and gives amazing results. And now we start opening up the story on the inside. In my mind, I imagined this being maybe a first date or something. Of course, maybe they're probably married in the photo, but in my mind, sitting on a bench in a park, and he brings a secret for her. He gives her an envelope, and inside of the envelope is a beautiful die cut of a rose. And when she opens up the letter and sees her gift, she realizes that he has gifted her a flower. I fuzzy cut one of the flowers from the newest pressed flower kit, and to accompany the flower, he has also gifted her a birthday card because it was her birthday that day. I'm thinking of scanning this beautiful card because on the back it has a postcard design. And if you look closely behind the photo, there is a writing spot so that you can write a secret little message. And this photo, I've designed it so that it can actually be taken out, journaled on the back, or I can replace it with my own photograph as well. Oh, I forgot to share this little button as a tab. I think I placed it on here because I thought of the button to his little jacket. And then on the second page, I've created a little tuck spot underneath here where I can put more ephemera pieces to show part of that beautiful music sheet cover that's included in the kit as well. And I've just added the sentiment, always blooming. And if you look closely, our story continues to be told. She feels what her heart sees in the world. I have left some areas blank so that I could do my journaling on those pages. And then here, I've made a little bundle using another little pansy from the kit. I love this pansy because it's brown, which I thought matched the color palette really well. Just some antique pieces of ephemera that I can use to accompany my journaling. So you can see there's a balance of very decorated pages and then some pages that leave me the space to then go in and start journaling. And then on this spread, a little sample of a pressed pansy. And then this is from the newest French cabinet cards kit as well, which I will be using a lot of in my books. And I've just attached it with photo corners. That's something that I haven't done before, and I really loved the look of it in my journals. And then here, just beautiful texture, and I cut the lace in a way so that it kind of frames it. It's actually a hidden pocket, and inside of the pocket is a heart from the kit that says love is. And behind there, I will probably do my journaling. or hide some photos, and I can also do it on this page. So more of a simple spread, but still really beautiful and enough space for me to customize it. So just adding some decorative pieces and elements that I can then personalize. And then this is from a really old French fabric, and I changed the color. So it's a beautiful black and white color palette. And then I just wrote lovebirds because of the little birdies, like I said, the imagery. And then on the inside, really old delicate lace paper, and so I'm thinking of attaching this and doing my journaling on there. And then here, a little tuck spot with these little lovebirds, a letter that he wrote to her, and even the penmanship is in that beautiful lilac-y purple, which went with the pressed flower. For this spread here, just a little ribbon closure and a little postcard that I've embossed, a heart that says, "Be my once in a lifetime." I love that sentiment, and that just tucks in there. Some fabric, the little birds flying through the page, and this is a tuck spot where I've included an envelope that I can journal on. Add some photos here, that same beautiful paper, but just with a white background, and clusters of laces and ruffles. And then this page spread has more of a pink and lilac color palette. Little tuck spot here. And I think that's one of my favorite things, is that every spread has its own color. So this is more reds, a little bit of pink. And then this is of course more black and neutral tones. So that was kind of fun to experiment as well. But this layout to me I really loved. It says "My petals," so that when you open it up, this flips, turn towards you. So this is something that I loved throughout the whole book, is that the sentiments are broken into parts so that the story kind of flows through the whole book. And then this has a little tuck spot, journal space, and then this can be attached there to make another tuck spot here, or just flip back out and I can add a picture or something there. And then on this page, I just loved including those random snapshots of the photos of couples. This is in the kit too, and I've backed all of them with some writing paper. I just think it's so romantic and so nostalgic to see those photos throughout the book. And then what's great is that this is also a tuck spot, so I can put ephemera there, and then I can add the photo on top. So lots of layering between every page. I wanted to include little snippets of paper for writing and journaling, trying to mimic the look of like a vintage scrapbook. And then this is a tuck spot here, some vintage music paper, a ruffle, and a pressed hydrangea. And then this spread is so romantic. The colors are just so beautiful. I collaged different papers together. And then I've also attached a little sample of some silk pink ribbon that I had. I did that in her story as well, and I really like just adding that little piece. And then I created a little tuck spot behind the ledger. Behind the tuck spot is a page from a little poetry book. This is from a magazine, and I just scanned it and printed it out. She thought it was really romantic and sweet. And this little heart becomes a trifold to say "Poetry for my heart." This little heart trifold comes in the digital kit. The sentiments, I printed them out and I've stapled them and stitched them in a messy way. I wanted it to look very organic and messy. And like I said, I want to go out of my comfort zone this year with creating ephemera and making it look more rustic. This is one of my pressed flowers. Just put 4 on top of that flower. A little flower for yourself, a little staple, and then my heart. I just love the look of this so much. This is just so much fun to just open up and close. Really sweet. And so I originally wanted to glue this to a page so that you can open it up through the page, but I wanted to be able to position it and then choose the final place later. And then on this page, it's just a fabric page, some French fabric that I stitched, a beautiful silk ruffle, and then a cabinet card that says, "A token of love." And then on the bottom, I have a sample of some fabric rosettes. This page, this is the original fabric piece that we used on this page. Such gorgeous fabrics. This is from the kit. Didn't want to cover it up by itself. It's just so beautiful. And then here the story continues. A little pocket. It says, "One thing constant, one thing true is the love I give to you." And then here just some writing paper that I'm going to use probably when I'm starting to use the journal. I think my most used ephemera is probably the pressed flowers because they're so easy to incorporate on any spread. It's just so nice. It adds another level of dimension. And a little tip, if you're using the kit, kind of bend them. Bend the petals a little bit, and that way you get dimension and it looks more authentic and closer to a real pressed flower. And then on this page, this is actually a little tuck spot. I didn't fully adhere it on this side, but it's a Polaroid. This is from our newest Polaroid kit. The kit has Polaroids with flowers on the edges so that you can cut around the flower. It also has envelopes, and it's just so cute. I'm working on a really sweet little flip book using the Polaroids to make a little Polaroid journal. I loved the photograph of the three ladies. I think they're wearing kimonos, I'm not sure, but this photo to me is so stunningly artistic with the flowers in their hair. And then I stamped on the photos through Photoshop, "I see beauty in you." And some beautiful clusters of my pressed flowers, and then is a calling card that I altered so that you could do journaling or put a little sentiment. I just love the shape of that, and I'm going to use that in my journaling. And then I've also included a wallpaper border trim that I was originally going to turn into a tuck spot, but I'm still not sure. So I'm just keeping that there because I love the colors of this page. The lilacs, the pinks, the lilacs, the velvets, just so pretty. So at the back here, I've just included the printable that says "My Love Song," because lyrics to me are a way of poetry as well, so I'm going to write that there. And so then for the final page, which is the back of the cover, this is the front side of the back cover. The final rose petal to our story is finally found. And I just wanted to attach it on the corner as if it just fell onto the page. It symbolizes the end to our story. And then I created a closure, and I used the ribbon to make a little text spot, which is something that I've really been loving. I have so much ribbon that I need to use up. And then here is one of the envelopes that I created. Still haven't put anything on the inside, but I just love that gorgeous color and print of the design. It's just so pretty. And the idea is that I finish my final story and I put my final words in this envelope, and the story within my heart would be officially told and kept nice and safe. And the signature, the ending page, I think symbolizes a lot. The end to the story that is kept safe in the envelope, the last rose petal that has fallen along the rose path. I hope that you all enjoyed the flip through of A Story Within My Heart. I hope that it inspired you. Let me know in the comments below if you are interested in me filming like process videos as to how you can take a vintage style journal like this that's already partially decorated with digitals and ephemera pieces, both antique and printed, and how to incorporate your own ephemera with that. So your own photographs. I tend to age my photos so that it matches the theme, as well as the different ways that I like to journal with pen, with typewriter, with stamping, like all of those little tips and tricks that I like to incorporate to make my journaling look authentic to the time period of the journal. I'm thinking of filling this out similar to my December journal because I feel like that's where I'm comfortable in using paint and just playing around as if I'm 5 years old within my journals. All of the digitals that I used, which is Love Is, my second pressed flower kit, the French cabinet cards, as well as the Polaroids and some new wallpapers. I'm just happy that I was able to incorporate all of the kits that I wanted, and the theme and the color palette still worked really nicely throughout. Thank you so much for joining me today for the flip through of A Story Within My Heart. I really hope that you enjoyed it and that you found inspiration. And of course, until next time, I will talk to you guys very soon. Bye-bye, and have a lovely day.